Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. It's a different sisterhood for a moment or two. For the listener, this particular event has men attending. They're in the back. They are supportive of what is taking place here. So it is a different kind of meeting where the men are here for a little while and then they exit in honor of the women's meeting that would follow. It's a microcosm, you might say, of what we teach. It's almost a milestone for what you teach and what I teach. Dear ones, it would be fair to return to Lemuria at this time in your minds, men included. Lemuria was made up of a society that respected each other in a gender that made sense. In a gender that made sense. If you went and listened to the last instructions of last week, I was telling you that the remembrance of what you did and who you were in a Lemurian setting really truly was not the goal. Instead, the remembrance was how you're wired. The remembrance is not how you're treated or what others think you are, but who you truly are. And that goes for both genders. And that's the beauty. For there truly was a balance of responsibility. So let us speak of it yet again. A society that was learning about God, with Pleiadian teachers who would then give instructions on life. And the teachers, those that were the ones to teach on Lemuria, were female. And the ones who got the instructions were female. Let's talk about the men. A balanced society. Men are wired to protect at all costs, to supply at all costs, to defend the women and the children at all costs, to stand between you ladies and the Bengal tiger at all costs, to be the one that protects the family so that the family can exist, so that the women can give the guidance. Think of a society where that which is responsible knows it's responsible, where the roles of the genders were absolutely respected. We have said this before, but the men are present now to echo this, that in their Akash, if they were on Lemuria, was a remembrance of you, ladies, an absolute understanding and knowledge that females were built and wired for connection, life connection. There was no question. If there was a puzzle about what to do for the group, for the society, for the island, for the little continent itself, women would get together from all over, accompanied by the men for protection from the elements. The children were often brought along. The meeting would be assembled. The men would back away. This is because it was absolutely understood that women were wired for intuition. Even today, even in the society that may be dysfunctional, there is the acknowledgement, the phrase, women's intuition. It's still there. The men understood it. They respected it. They called upon the women for guidance spiritually. Today, this is still the case in some indigenous. They never lost the instructions. But I will tell you, women, you would never have been able to do what you did without the other gender appreciating it, asking for it, supporting it, leading you there, helping you there, feeding you as you went, protecting you, so that you could do this which now you respect and honor and are capturing yet again. The unity of it, the balance of it, is what we celebrate right now. And this, dear ladies, is what you celebrate in the sisterhood, is a return to the balance. That's what we said last time. That you return to an acknowledgement and a remembrance that this is what you're wired for. Not a remembrance of something that happened that you're supposed to rekindle. It's a remembrance of who you are and what you do. This goes for the men and will occur to them as they also remember in the future how good it was to trust you with decisions that you're built for, you're wired for. There'll come a time when society softens up a bit more, when there perhaps would be a spiritual group started where women were always the ones who gave the spiritual advice. This would grow because it worked, because it was soft. Gone would be the days when you would have and expect just one gender to lead the way in a spiritual way or organization or church. And it would be the women who would be seen as the ones that did a better job naturally. You see, they're wired for it. The men who are here, who agreed to be here right this minute, are seated in a way that have your back. And that is significant because that is who they are. Dear ones, this was the balanced society that you're remembering. We turn to the sisterhood, for the women are the ones who have to rekindle this first. And as you do and show this wisdom, the men will follow along, for they will remember also why they protected you, what it was about, and what a balance is that is spiritual within a society. Lemuria was what they call a one-off. Never occurred before and never occurred again. It was the breeding ground for the Akash. It was the launching place for the teaching that was original on the planet. And why it was special above the other places that were also involved is that it was an island. And that through the ages, it was sequestered, never changed. So, dear ones, you are part of that. Or perhaps you feel like you are part of that. Over a long period of time, you all could be part of that. Not necessarily together in one place or 1 year, but scattered over time, you would have had the same experience from the same teachers. For lifespan was not an issue with the Pleiadian. So can you rekindle this? Is this something that is believable to you? Can you suspend everything you have been told and feel it You see, it is in the Akash. There is a great deal there. You see, the Akash remembers, like the crystalline grid of the planet, it is stamped with the memories that you have from the beginning. Don't let the specter of a long time frame from there to here make you believe that you're going to try harder to remember it because it was too far ago. It doesn't work that way. The Akash is would you call it a quantum energy? It's not quite that way. The word is used incorrectly. It's a layered, multidimensional remembering system. It is nonlinear. Therefore, it has nothing to do with time and everything to do with significance and emotion. It's time to start remembering, as though it were yesterday, how that felt, what it was like to be balanced, and what you did there. That's what the meeting is. We celebrate the gender balance that is here today. Let the meeting begin. And so it is.